Alright, how's it going everyone? So with Kirby Air Riders coming out this year, Masahiro Sakurai is back in the video game zeitgeist, and naturally comes the question of when the next Smash Brothers will come out. I just want to make this video to basically detail my ideas for the next Smash Brothers for the Switch 2. As for the question of when I think it'll come out, probably late 2026 to early 2027 if I had to just give a guess out there. Usually Smash Brothers games development times are like 1 to 2.5 years, sometimes 3 years. So I feel like late 2026 to early 2027 is a pretty reasonable time span for when it may come out, but it could be later than that. I do not see it coming earlier than that, like at all, but it could come later than that. And yeah, so I'm just gonna list my ideas for it. These ideas are gonna be pretty quick, pretty rapid fire, in an effort to not make this video too long. So yeah, let's get down to it. Alright, so the first thing I have here is a new art style, just some sort of new art style. I think a new art style for the next Smash game is super important to just immediately set it apart from all of the other Smash Brothers games. I proposed a cell-shaded art style, but I do understand that the cell-shaded art style may not work for every single character. Some characters may look a bit clunky in it, but I do think a cell-shaded art style is something the Smash Brothers series has never done before, because they usually go for that gritty, realistic look, but I think a cell-shaded art style will just immediately make this Smash game look and possibly feel different. It's really hard to put into words what I want the art style of the next Smash Brothers game to look like, so instead I'll just leave it at this. I want the next Smash Brothers game to look like this video. That's what I want the art style to look like. This video made by a gray person, and they call me Sal, I don't know how to pronounce that, my apologies, on Instagram, is exactly how I want the next Smash Brothers to look like. It's still like cell shaded in a way, but it still encompasses the core of the Smash Brothers design. I don't know. I really like this video, and that's exactly how I want the next Smash Brothers to look. Alright, next up we have reworked movesets mainly for the core 64 cast. I mean, come on. The 64 cast have had the same moveset practically since the beginning of Smash Brothers. Since the very first Smash game, the 64 crew have had very little changes in their movesets, and I think it's important to change their movesets or tweak them in some way, because, I mean, come on, their movesets are kind of basic, and then you have the new DLC characters which just have batshit insane movesets and like mechanics and gimmicks, and the 64 cast just have the same movesets that they've always had. Like, I think it's important to change their movesets at least somewhat, you know? For example, I'm just gonna give Mario, you know, Mr. Video Game himself, the most recognizable Smash character, I'm just gonna give him as an example. Mario's back air can be a Tanuki tail swipe, his down air can be him plummeting to the ground in Statue Mario form, and his grab can be the grappling vine from Wonder. I feel like that's probably the best idea I had in there. I suggest they focus on tweaking and reworking movesets and gameplay more than making sure every character reappears from Ultimate, because even Sakurai said that's a gargantuan and unrealistic expectation for every character from Ultimate to reappear here. I don't think they should focus on ensuring every character reappears as much as they focus on tweaking the movesets for a lot of characters so they just feel more new, more fresh. Next up, we have new stages. Yeah, I'm just gonna give some examples of what some new stages I think should be. I think most of the new stages should be based off Nintendo games that were released after Ultimate, and some Switch 2 games are thrown in here as well, so let's get into it. One stage based off the Flower Kingdom where the Wonder Flower acts as a stage hazard. I also think the Wonder Flower could be a cool, like, item, but I think it would work a lot better as a stage hazard, causing a Wonder effect to take place or changing the layout of the stage. A transformation stage based off Forgotten Land, a stage based off Mario Kart World. I think the best Mario Kart World course to base a Smash Bros. Stage off of is DK Spaceport or the new Rainbow Road. Either or I think would be really cool. Stage based off Donkey Kong Bonanza, Tears of the Kingdom, Metroid Dread, Splatoon 3, or the Side Order DLC in the game, Luigi's Mansion 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 / I guess they already have the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 stage. Also, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out before Smash Ultimate. My dumbass forgot about that as well. So I guess a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 stage, Pikmin 4, etc. Out of all these, I really want to see a Mario Wonder stage. I feel like a Mario Wonder stage could just be really cool if they execute it properly, with the Wonder Flower as a stage gimmick being the main focus of it. Like, I think a Mario Wonder stage could be like one of the weirdest but also one of the most cool stages in Smash Bros. If they execute it right. Another stage I thought of while editing this is a Bowser's Castle stage. It kind of shocks me that a Bowser's Castle stage isn't in Smash Bros. Already, unless you count like the Bowser Castle transformation, the Paper Mario stage, which I don't really. I think we are really overdue for a Bowser's Castle stage. It's a really cool concept and would just look really, really cool. Next up, we have new characters. I don't care about new characters as much as I care about like moveset changes or even new stages. This one's not gonna be like very, you know, unique or new. A lot of the new characters that I'm proposing here are kind of like, I don't know, like Reddit picks, I guess, like very like mainstay Nintendo fan picks for Smash Brothers. So just as a forewarning, Paper Mario could be a really cool character and has a lot of moveset potential with his badges, his items, his partners and whatnot. And I think he should replace Dr. Mario. I'm not even sure why Dr. Mario is in Smash Brothers. Get Dr. Mario out of here. If you want a Mario clone in this game, then just include Paper Mario. He's a way better pick than Dr. Mario. Waluigi, I mean, come on now. We have every single main Mario character but Waluigi. I think it's about time he's in the Smash Brothers game, you feel me? Shadow, Bandanity, some sort of new Zelda rep. I'm not very knowledgeable of Zelda games, but just off the top of my head, Tetra from Wind Waker could be like a cool rep, or maybe someone else, I don't know. Tetra was like the first one that came to mind. Black Shadow as an Echo Fighter for Captain Falcon, Funky Kong. Aaliyah from Fire Emblem Engage, I don't really care, but I feel like that's a given because it's the main character from a new Fire Emblem game. And ambitious third-party characters could be included here. Master Chief, Crash Bandicoot, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, or possibly Fortnite Jonesy, a Fortnite rep? That's never gonna happen. Alright, sorry about that, but we're back. I just had to clear some storage from my camera real quick. We're back at it, and the next thing I have here are new redesigns for characters. For example, DK gets his DK Bonanza / Mario Kart World design. I feel like that's the most likely thing out of like the redesign suggestions I'm about to give here. The Zelda Trio get their Tears of the Kingdom appearances, most likely Ganondorf. Shulk gets his modern design, Samus his main appearance as her power suit from Dread, and Olimar gets his Pikmin from Pikmin 4, etc. There's probably other redesigns here, like, it would be really cool if like Mario and Luigi, and just like the Mario cast in general, get like their designs from Wonder, but I feel like that's not gonna happen. I feel like that is way too cutesy of like designs for Smash Brothers. Trophies come back, please. They are so much better than Spirits. Spirits are so lame. I'm sorry. I don't really care. They're PNGs. Most of the fights are just fight big metal Mario while the ground is on fire. Like, who cares? I feel like trophies weren't that complicated, but I feel like they were just cooler, you know? They built these renders from scratch. They came with descriptions, like Trophy Rush. Like, you're always excited to see what trophies you got. I never felt that excitement for Spirits. They're PNGs. Trophies, yeah, they're reusing models from, like, previous games, but at least they're crafting, like, new renders out of these models. The PNGs, they don't do anything. They're not new. They just grab them off of Google. I feel like the trophies are just a lot more unique. Maybe they're not trophies, but it's something similar to trophies. Like maybe they're like Gashapon figures like Forgotten Land. That'd be a cool little rebrand. And maybe that would require less effort than trophies, but I feel like they're kind of the same thing. I don't know. Something akin to trophies. I want those back instead of Spirits, but maybe that's just me. A new campaign mode that includes more cutscenes than World of Light, but maybe not as ambitious as Subspace because I want them to focus their efforts on the core gameplay of Smash Brothers, not as much as just shoehorning a bunch of cutscenes into a campaign mode. But I want the new campaign mode to include like a couple cutscenes, maybe not like a bunch, maybe not as many as Subspace Emissary. I like for it to be as ambitious as Subspace Emissary, for it to have as many cutscenes as Subspace Emissary, but I feel like that would require like way too much effort, and I kind of want them to redirect their efforts towards other aspects of the game, but more cutscenes than World of Light at least. I feel like that's the bare minimum. They don't have to go for as many cutscenes as Subspace Emissary had, but just more cutscenes than World of Light, please. Smash Run comes back in some form from the Smash Brothers for 3DS game. I don't know, I really like Smash Run. It was obviously just like kind of a copy of City Trial, but I still really liked it. I don't know what I liked most about it. I think it's just the fact that you see a bunch of these random Nintendo enemies from different series all being in the same screen. Like, that's the coolest part for me. Something akin to Smash Run where that happens again, but doesn't have to be like Smash Run coming back. What I do want to come back in its exact form though is Hit the Targets. I feel like Hit the Targets, it deserves to come back, you know. It's a pretty simple game mode. It doesn't like require that much effort to include, and it's a fan favorite mode. I mean, just come on, just include it. Just bring it back. It doesn't require that much effort to bring back, I think. Alright, and the last thing we hear is a new gimmick that replaces Final Smashes. This is the one where I'm the most iffy on. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that, but I feel like if they execute it properly, it could be cool, but I feel like it would upset a lot of fans, so that's why I'm the most like, iffy on it. A new gimmick that replaces Final Smashes could act as like a big move meter. They already kind of have that with the Final Smash meter, but a meter that's more akin to other platform fighters, I guess. That's less powerful and flashy than Final Smashes, but each character has multiple different big move variations, kind of like Ryu and Ken, where they have multiple different Final Smash variants. Like the same thing here, but on a smaller scale. The moves aren't as powerful or flashy as Final Smashes, as I just mentioned, but each character would get multiple, and it wouldn't disrupt the pacing as much. If they execute it properly, it could make the gameplay more engaging, but I don't know. Along with this, I want a mode where you're able to turn this off. I feel like this could be the core gimmick of the next game, but I don't know. That's just me. So yeah, those are all the ideas I have for the next Smash Brothers. Some of these ideas may be a little stupid, and for that I apologize, but these are just the ideas that I think could be cool for the next Smash Brothers. And yeah, so thanks for watching everyone, and bye-bye.